يا لا يا لا 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 يا لا 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 يا لا 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 يا لا لا يا لا 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 يا لا يا لا لا.
My dear respected brothers, we're in a month, a blessed month, which Allah Azza wa Jal, He mentions in the Quran in regards to Ramadan. Now we probably hear this a lot. بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وإذا سألك عبادي عني فإني قريب أجيب دعوة الداعي إذا دعان فليستجيبوا لي وليؤمنوا بي لعلهم يرشدون. Allah Azza wa Jal is mentioning or is letting you know in this page or in these verses of Siyam that when you ask Allah Azza wa Jal, He is close, Qareeb, He is nearby. So when you raise up your hands to Allah Azza wa Jal, Allah Azza wa Jal accepts the dua, but He is close. Now, anyone can raise up their hands. Everyone does. Everyone asks Allah Azza wa Jal for something. Whether you want it in this dunya, whether you want it in this akhirah, regardless, you should be asking Allah for everything that you do. But how do we know that Allah Azza wa Jal accepts our dua? Or how are we going to, how are we going to make Allah Azza wa Jal accept our dua? Well, there's a few things that a person can do. Well, obviously, to know that Allah Azza wa Jal accepted dua, that when you make this dua, Allah will accept it for you and you know if it's accepted or not. My brothers, when your son, whoever's got children, when they come up to you begging that they want such a thing, after they keep begging you, in the end you give up and you give them what they are requesting. Allah Azza wa Jal is in the same thing. Same way. When you beg Allah Azza wa Jal like a little kid asking for his father for something, Allah Azza wa Jal will accept your dua. Allah Azza wa Jal will accept it for you. Why I like to say this is that because sometimes we feel that we just ask Allah, Ya Allah, just give me this. But it doesn't feel like it's there. It's not there, it's not sincere. This is a way that Allah Azza wa Jal accepts your dua through begging Him. Another way is when you start to have tears in your eyes. When you start to tear, Ya Allah, please give me what I need. And your tears start to come down. Why? Because you really want it. And Allah Azza wa Jal will accept your dua. Another way Allah Azza wa Jal can accept your dua is with istighfar. When you make continuous istighfar, Allah Azza wa Jal will also accept your dua. Now my brothers, some of us might say that why isn't Allah accepting our dua? Allah Azza wa Jal knows who you are better than your own self. So He knows when this is good for you or not. So just because you ask Allah Azza wa Jal tonight for something, doesn't mean that you got it straight away, whether it's dunya or maybe for dunya wise. Allah Azza wa Jal will give it to you when it suits you. A lot of people come up to me and tell me, Wallah, I made dua to Allah Azza wa Jal so much that I didn't get it. But then I noticed later on it was good for me. Allah Azza wa Jal is Al-Hakim Al-Alim. So He will give you something when He thinks, not when He thinks, A'udhu Billah, but when He knows that it is good for you and the right time that it is good for you. I mentioned istighfar. Istighfar, when you make so much istighfar, Allah Azza wa Jal accepts a dua. There's a proof of this that at the time of Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal, at his time, he was traveling. And when he was traveling, he reached upon a mosque. And when he reached upon this mosque, he wanted to rest into this mosque. So when he reached into the mosque, he went inside, he sat down, he relaxed. And then the keeper of the mosque wanted to throw him out because he told him that no one can stay back in the mosque. So he threw him out onto the doors of, he kicked him out, out onto the doors of the masjid. So this mosque keeper, he noticed he was in front of the door. So this mosque keeper, I should say, he said, he picked him up and he threw him onto the street. This is Imam Ahmad. Imam Ahmad, one of the greatest scholars, gets thrown onto the street by this man doesn't know who he is. So anyway, he finds a baker open up early in the morning, And then the baker calls him over. He goes, Ta'ala, come. So the baker lets him gives him some, rest in his bakery. And then Imam Ahmad notices him making istighfar. Now my topic is not about istighfar, but what istighfar does to you. So he notices making so much istighfar. So Ahmad ibn Hanbal is so curious, why is this guy making istighfar? Why? Like he just like that? So he asked him, I see you making so much istighfar. He goes, is there anything that Allah Azza wa Jal had not given you? And the baker turns around and he said, by Allah, Allah Azza wa Jal has not rejected my dua in any shape or form except for one dua. And Imam Ahmad told him, why? What is it? And he told him that I just wanted to meet Imam Ahmad. And he said that Allah Azza wa Jal, and Imam Ahmad told him, Allah has accepted your dua now because Imam Ahmad is right in front of you. Allah Azza wa Jal will give you something when when it is better for you. Now this baker could be making dua for so long. The Rasul Sallallahu in another story, the Rasul Sallallahu, someone had placed black magic on him. Black magic on him. Rasul Sallallahu kept forgetting of which days he had to be with his wives. So the Rasul Sallallahu went and made dua. For 40 days, the Rasul Sallallahu will make dua until Allah Azza wa Jal showed him in his dream. But look at the patience of the Rasul Sallallahu. Allah Azza wa Jal accepted his dua after 40 days. He showed him after 40 days. My brothers, we are normal servants. When we ask Allah Azza wa Jal for something, don't think you're going to get it straight away. Now, also there's another way. Also there's something that Allah Azza wa Jal would not accept your dua is because of sin. When you make istighfar and you repent from that sin, Allah Azza wa Jalla will accept your dua. So too much sin and too much thing, Allah will not accept your dua. There's a famous hadith, I'm not going to go into that. For the little kids, Umar ibn al-Khattab, he used to go up to the little kids and ask them to make dua for him. And he used to tell the little kids, he used to tell them, make dua for me that Allah forgives me. Make dua that Allah forgives me. So the companions asked him, why do you go around to the kids asking them to ask Allah to forgive you? And he said, didn't you hear the hadith? Didn't you hear what the Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he said that the dua of the kids are mustajab? So all the kids here, make dua for me that Allah forgives me. It's Allah Azza wa Jalla accepts your dua. The little kids, how there's little abriya. Allah Azza wa Jalla, He accepts their dua. I'll leave you guys with a true story that happened. This story is so amazing that it's just, inshallah I say the way it should be said. It was a doctor in Saudi. A doctor in Saudi. Now the mashayikh in Medina, they speak about this story. This doctor, mashallah, Allah Azza wa Jal opened up the doors on him. He was such a good doctor that he had to fly outside of Saudi on a private jet for his patients to go and see them. That's how good he was. So Allah Azza wa Jal blessed him and He opened up the doors of mercy upon him and whatnot. And to see this doctor, you need to book in 6 months in advance just to see him. So one day, this doctor was on an urgent flight, heading out to go see a patient. And as he went to go see this patient, something happened in the air on his plane. The clouds started to come out, the rain, the wind, everything just changed. So they had to make an emergency landing. So once they came down, everything just stopped. Everything, the wind, the rain, everything just stopped. It was all calm. So the pilot, he told him, man, look, you need to go somewhere elsewhere, man. I can't do this. We've landed, you need to find the car, and this car will take you wherever you want to go. So they've pulled over a car, and I think it was a taxi on Allahu Alam. The same thing happened again. Rain, thunder, wind, happen again while they're in the car. But as they're traveling on their left-hand side or on, they can see a house on the side, and they couldn't drive anymore. They had to pull over. It was that bad. It was that terrible. So they've come in. So they've reached to this house and they've knocked on the door and they've spoken, and a lady opens up the door. So when this lady opens up the door, the doctor was amazed. Just an old lady sitting by herself inside this house in no other places. So she welcomed them in and whatnot, and she offered them to offer the guests. This doctor noticed this lady praying. When he was there, he noticed her praying. And he was asking her, why, this time, you're sitting there and praying. She said that I've heard of a doctor in this place, and I have my grandson, he's with me in the room, he's sick. And I've been trying to get in contact with this doctor so many times that they always push me out for 6 months. 6 months. I needed to see this doctor. This child of hers was so sick that only this doctor knew what was wrong with him. So she said, from that time, every time they tell me 6 months, I keep making dua and asking Allah Azza wa Jal, bring me this doctor. So this doctor asked this lady, do you know who this doctor is? She told him his name. And he said to her that Allah Azza wa Jal has accepted the dua now. I am that doctor that you keep asking Allah Azza wa Jal for. Allah made me go through so much just to get to you, just to see this kid. Because of what? Because of your dua. Because of your dua. Allah accepted her dua there and there. Waited for that time. That time was the perfect time that he needed. My brothers, don't underestimate the dua of Allah Azza wa Jal. Especially in this month. This month, Allah Azza wa Jal accepts the dua. It is a beautiful weapon that Allah Azza wa Jal had given us. It is a weapon, but we must use it correctly. We use it to help each other, help ourselves, and help each other in this dunya and in the akhirah. We have something that wallahi not everyone has, but we've got to be sincere about it. It doesn't feel good. How are you going to accept Allah Azza wa Jal to accept your dua when you're just asking Him just for the sake of it? My brothers, wallahi, dua is a form of worship. When you make dua, continuously make dua to Allah Azza wa Jal, you're in a state of worship. Forget about everything else behind you. Ask what you want. Allah will give you what you want. Don't ever think that you don't want. I heard a sheikh once saying that a brother was asking a sheikh that he wants this particular woman, she looks like this, and she's white, and then a few years later, this sheikh, he's seen this guy that he was asking that wanted this woman, and the sheikh, he told him at the time, he goes, where are you going to find this woman? He was so surprised, like, it's unbelievable, you're not going to find this woman. So a few years later, the sheikh, he's seen the same person. He told him, should you get married to that woman? He goes, wallahi, Allah Azza wa Jal sent her to me, the exact same woman that I wanted. Allah Azza wa Jal will give you something, what you want, but we've got to be sincere. We've got to be continuously asking Allah Azza wa Jal. Let's stay away from sin. The kids, especially the youth, mashallah, man. If I knew this back then, I would have been making dua so much to me. But ask Allah Azza wa Jal for dua. Ask Allah Azza wa Jal for the forgiveness of the Muslims, the forgiveness of our parents, the forgiveness of the mercy of our mashayikh and the brothers that have all these things that we have for the youth and that. وجزاكم الله خير وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين.
يا لا لا لا